I'm telling you, it was the worst July 4th of my life. I wasn't broke, but I didn't have nearly as much money as I do now, and my girlfriend made an absolute fool of me when we were supposed to be celebrating up at the lake house. So things had gotten to the point where I was real serious with my girlfriend at the time. I had even bought a lake house just outside of the town that she lived in near Mississippi. It was a beautiful place, loved it, loved the area, loved everything about it. So I drove into town. She had arranged for us to have a pickup truck, an RV, a boat, really everything we needed to have the best July 4th possible. There she was, looking fantastic as always, dressed the way that made me absolutely lose my mind each time. She took the Lamborghini ahead and I drove the truck, having grown up hauling tractors and stuff on Uncle Ron's farm. It wasn't all that hard for me to do. So we made our way up to the lake house. Another beautiful July 4th, ready for fireworks, barbecue, to hang out, do some boating, rip around on the side-by-side, just generally detach from the corporate world. I needed a break, I was up and coming in a big way, and I had made a lot of money. I just needed to relax for a change. I had been going steady for 3 years. Seeing a cop on the drive up, I was thinking, man, that guy's having a bad day. No idea that I was about to have one of the worst days of my life that would catapult me into a world that I didn't even know existed. Had a few $1,000,000, but there was so much more out there, and sometimes it just takes the right thing to drive you to the edge. So, the day continued. Pulled up, parked the camper, started looking around, enjoying life, taking in the sights. I bought this house for a reason. The neighbors were great. I knew all but one of them. She had made it fine with the Lamborghini, and the side-by-side was right where I left it. Everything's looking great, including my beautiful girlfriend. Had a few words with her on the balcony before I went to unpin the fifth wheel. She was having her mother come up for the weekend with her new boyfriend, and they were going to be staying in the camper on the front lawn. First, I decided to go say hi to some of the neighbors. A sorority had moved into the one house I didn't know the occupants, so that was going to be a party house. Said hi to the locals, had a quick drink with them, nothing crazy, and then continued on about my day. Went to visit one of the other neighbors. He had a new truck, so of course I had to take a peek at that. His yellow Ferrari sitting pretty in the garage. I remember it like yesterday. That was the weekend that I made a mental note I was going to be buying a Ferrari, and I sure did. More than one of them. So I got the camper all ready, got it set up, unhooked it from the truck, and I decided it was about time to put the boat in the water. After all, my girlfriend seemed a little distant, but I'm pretty confident a nice boat out on the lake, a few drinks, and some music, well, that'll get anybody to come around. Wouldn't it? Once I got it situated in the water, I decided to go back, pull the truck up by the house, and see if she was going to come out and enjoy some time with me. I noticed the party had started next door with the music getting cranked up and people hooting and hollering, but nothing wrong with that. She was still distant, but I made one final effort to get her to come in with me. She didn't really seem all that interested, so I went on my own. I sat on that boat for literally hours. I enjoyed the view of the other boaters looking around. I sat on that boat until the sun went down. The music was blaring next door, but I was getting sick of being alone, so I decided to find my girlfriend and squash whatever this tension was between us. You know, just salvage what's left of the night and enjoy the fireworks that were coming. I couldn't find her anywhere. I looked around the house, looked in the bedroom. She was nowhere to be found, so I decided to go wandering and hopefully run into her out on the beach. Maybe she just had to clear her head. That's when I started walking and got to that sorority house. I noticed she was standing on the beach with a couple of dudes. Much too close, much too friendly. One of them had his arm around her. It was way too flirtatious. And when I walked up to them and confronted them, she basically told me that we were through. She'd been talking with these guys. and we were done. I lost my cool. I lost it. I was seeing pure red. I grabbed that RV, hitched it up to the back of the truck, and backed it right on into the water. Only thing I wish was that her mother was in it. They tried to stop me, but that wasn't going to do much. Between my air horns reaming out their ears and me in a giant diesel, I was getting through one way or another. I couldn't fathom the idea of sticking around, so I jumped in the side-by-side and raced towards the forest. My brain was going 100 miles an hour, and my side-by-side was trying to keep up. I ripped through fields, through forest. I lost track of time. I lost track of everything. I had nothing but tunnel vision. I couldn't bring myself to imagine what I had just seen. It wasn't just a breakup. It was a humiliation. And that's when everything went black. I woke up a few hours later, sound of fireworks overhead. I could hear the side-by-side slightly off in the distance, still running. I sat there for a few minutes before I composed myself and got the nerve to stand up, shut the side-by-side off, and shut the lights down, and just kind of hung out in the field for the rest of the night. Looking up, watching the rest of the fireworks, and thinking about life and what had just happened and where I was going from here. The next morning, I rolled up to the house. It was clear that everybody had had a party night. Everybody had had a great time. I didn't. My Lamborghini was gone. Clearly she took it. The neighbors had somehow parked a truck on a gazebo. I don't even know how you would do that. Here I was alone, looking at what I'd done, looking at what she made me do. That was the worst July 4th of my life. But it pushed me to be who I am today. I doubled down, went into my hole, made millions, literal millions. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hit that notification button, hit the like, and share it with your friends. I love you guys. Take care.